What's up, guys? This is Corey, also known as QC Rideshare. I talked about doing a new video today talking about the math of Uber and Lyft. This is good for anybody who's starting out, who's just trying to get started, try to figure out what's the real cost behind these services, how are you going to really be able to function. So I'm probably going to break this up into a couple parts. First, just looking at the initial math numbers. When you do Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash, the first thing you need to figure out is how much you're going to get paid. With Uber, it's kind of laid out really quick for you because it's an 80-20 split. Depending on when you signed up for Lyft, and I'm speaking in the Charlotte area, that's where I'm at. Depending on when you signed up for Lyft, I believe it's after January 1st of 2016. It's a 75-25 split. But the split is one thing, but understanding how much you're going to make, it's another. So let's start with Uber. Then we'll talk on about Lyft, and then we'll kind of transition to some of the other ones like DoorDash and Postmates. With Uber, there are 4 parts to the Uber bill that the customer sees. So for Uber X, the minimum is a $5.65 ride. Now, at first glance, you think 80-20. That means I'm getting roughly about $4.50 for that ride. That's incorrect. So there is a booking fee, which is $1.10, 75 cents a mile, and 15 cents a minute. And then there's an additional fee. That fee is not part of that 80-20 split. That fee solely goes to Uber. So when you are looking at a ride with Uber, the minimum fare with Uber is $4, and then you get an 80-20 split. Understanding your mileage calculation really helps because it lets you know in advance what kind of frequency you need to work with. So I use it a lot when I'm calculating like airport runs. When I first see them, I can do a quick math in my head, see how much I'm going to make off the ride, see what kind of position that puts me in for the rest of the day. I do calculations all day long. My goal is not to be working 75, 80 hours a week. My goal is to be precise. So if I'm, 4 hours in and I'm making $10 an hour, that's not acceptable for me. So I need to take a minute. Sometimes I'll go offline, take a step back to figure out how I need to work. So with Lyft, that's Uber. So that's just kind of figuring out your math with Uber. With Lyft, it's a little bit different. Again, it's a 75-25 split. Lyft has been doing some interesting things with their pricing. I don't think they quite have a grasp as to where they want their numbers to be. They were at 90 cents a mile and 20 cents a minute. Then they just lowered it to 77 cents. Then they lowered it, I think, to 77 cents and 16 cents a minute. Then they went back up, and then they've just now come back down as of October 14th. I look at them, the way I view it, and the way to make my math easier, I view them the same. I don't view an Uber ride any heavier than a Lyft ride unless it's substantial. So when Lyft was at 90, that was about a 20% premium. So I always looked at Lyft as being like a 1.2 surge on Uber. Because that gave me an ideal of, okay, if it's surging in an area for Uber, should I cut off Lyft and only do that? Or is that surge matching up with what Lyft is already going to give me? So that's one thing. And the one thing I don't like about Lyft when it comes to those minimum rides is that they still take the 25%. So you do make less money because theirs is $4. You get a total of $3 out of that. What I'm working on now is figuring out whether it's more profitable. At one point, it was more profitable to take airport runs using Lyft. Now that their pricing has come back down, it's just not. I mean, it's just nothing special that you're going to get out of it. I wanted to break this up into two pieces because I don't like doing extensively long videos because I don't like to keep you guys got work to do. So next time I want to talk about Postmates, how that breaks down. I might try to reach out to the rideshare guy, Harry, with some info on DoorDash. He has some great resources with DoorDash. He's worked with them in the past, so check him out. He's the rideshare guy. His videos are awesome. A lot of my inspiration there. But I just wanted to give you guys some quick math, so if you're getting started, you understand what your numbers look like, especially if you're trying to do this full time. I mean, this so-called gig economy is something that you can really make a career out of, but you have to do it right. You have to work it as a business. I always stress that. Please, if you enjoy the video, if you have any questions or comments, hit me up on questions or comments. Hit me up in the comments on this video or on Twitter at QC Rideshare. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know if there's any kind of videos that you want to hear about. And I'll try to be sharing some stories soon. Didn't get the views that I thought on the first story, so I won't keep them coming though. I think some of you guys really prefer the more serious topics, but need to lighten it up sometimes. So I'm be coming out got a couple good ones. The last one, it was alright. It wasn't as good as it could be. But until next time, have a good one. Please subscribe if you can.